Well, let's start. You've had a little time to process this now. Just what has this been like for you?
I mean, it's been kind of a whirlwind. It definitely took off more than I ever expected. For us in the sport, like, you win world championships, you win the Olympics, like there's similar difficulty, I guess. But then obviously just the power of the Olympics globally has been surprising. And then, yeah, but it's been really cool. And, I got to go see my best friend compete over in Livigno. So it's been really fun to kind of have some full circle moments with my family and friends and everybody.
And with that in mind, you were just on the podium in the World Cup, and it is pretty. It's like the same type of races. Have you been amazed what a gold medal can bring?
Yeah, I mean, I have been. I think it's really cool. I also hope that people will go back and continue to watch the rest of our season and the World Cup. I think that watching on a week-to-week basis is really cool, and it's fun to kind of follow along. And we'll see what happens.
For people that know your story, Cortina is a place that sidelined you for a bit. How special was it to, I don't know if the word's redemption on that mountain, but to have that run at a place that took you out?
Yeah, I mean, the sport is brutal in 2022. I talked about that force that keeps pulling you back and then keeps, putting you down. And the sport at its best is really cool, and to be able to have that moment on the hill that ended my Olympic journey last time was very full circle and very rewarding, and I think showed me and hopefully other people that good things do come to those who wait, good things do come to those who work, and sometimes you don't get it when you think you should, but that doesn't mean you won't ever get it.
You mentioned the word work. I first interviewed you, and I think it was in Alpine Ski Center in 2018. You were just a kid then. 6 years. I mean, things have changed since then. What did you do to get to this point from there to here?
Yeah, I mean, I remember being in the finish in Pyeongchang, and I knew that if I had a good run and some people messed up, I had the chance at a medal. And I remember being in the finish, being like, I want to come back here, where everybody else is hoping that I mess up. And so I worked really hard. There was a lot of bumps along the way, and then I really felt like I was in a place to finally accomplish that goal in 2022. And the universe intervened, and it all ended, and that was really hard. Waking up from surgery and seeing your friends at opening ceremonies is definitely really tough, but throughout it, I just continued to find gratitude and to find meaning in the work and not necessarily in the results. And obviously you want the results, but you have to find a meaning beyond that, because the results are, one day every 4 years, one day in a lifetime, and the work is every day. And so I kept working, and thankfully on February 8th it worked out.
We need to bottle up that answer and send that to everybody. That was absolutely perfect. Jackie Wild, somebody said, also has battled like you through injuries, and she lost out on Pyeongchang. How special was it to see her get her first Olympic medal here?
I mean, it's cool. You grow up, really understanding so much of what goes in for your teammates, and seeing them not always accomplish their dreams, having to end their careers due to injury, due to, unforeseen circumstances. And that's really hard, because you feel like they all deserve it. And, for one day it was like, yeah, Jackie, you've really earned this. And, she was fourth after the downhill. She was gutted. She's spoken that this will be her last Olympics. And, it was really felt like, people don't often make it happen on the last shot, but, sometimes you do.
This is going to the whole U.S., but there's a special place in Idaho for you. And Victor, I know Boise loves you. Jackson Hole, Wyoming is where you grew up. The Jackson Hole Ski Club. I think Anna Gibson was a member of that ski club as well. How much did that growing up there, Jackson Hole, that ski club, Victor, Idaho, help you develop to who you are today?
Yeah, I mean, Jackson's a really special place. I mean, for one, I think every kid there, grows up at some point being in the ski club, because it's just kind of what you do, and everybody just takes the bus after school over to Snow King and goes and trains, and it's then you have such an iconic mountain that we go rip around on the weekends. And, as a kid, I think there was so much support. It was like, as long as you're not being a danger to anybody else, do whatever the hell you want, And so we were, ripping laps and jumping off of cliffs and hitting mogul fields. And I think a lot of that, like, I took in, right? I really love different features of terrain, and Jackson really taught me that love originally, and taught me to test out those boundaries of what different pieces of terrain can do. And so, the whole Mountain West is really special to me, and I think the atmosphere of Victor and Jackson, where I grew up, is really cool, and I'm really excited to watch Anna Gibson race later this Olympics.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I interviewed her, and she mentioned you. Laughs for me. You get a gold and you get a ring too, right? Kind of a fun week for you, huh?
Yeah, not everybody gets the 6th ring. So, it was a really special week. I think, combining the two loves of my life, and just, people don't have to ask me what the best week of my life is, and I have to choose.
Yeah, you already know.
I just combined them.